It's me again. Yep. So today I want to talk about airbrushing. I'll say first off, this is definitely not a tutorial video because I just don't know what I'm doing, and I never will know what I'm doing, and I just don't care. So for all you professional airbrushers, if you see this video and you're trying to give me tips and tricks and stuff like how to use a proper airbrush, I'm just not interested because well, I can't get it, and I've had enough of it. All right. So what this video is about is this gun here. It's not an airbrush. It's a spray gun kit, okay? It's a set. This was, I think, $26 on Amazon. It's basically the same sprayer that I used to spray my polyurethane. You see here, the bottle, you see this tip? There's no needle inside of this gun. So the only thing you need to do when you're done with this gun is clean the bottle out if you want and clean that tip out. You're looking down the hole right now. Just keep it clean. That's easy. And I know with the airbrushes you have to keep them clean too, but you have to keep them a lot cleaner than you need to keep this clean. And the good ones of those are a lot more expensive than this $27 piece. So this one I just bought. This is a good one. This is like a $200 one. I just bought it off a place called Vrad Sale here in Ladner. I paid $25 for it secondhand. I tried to use it, couldn't figure it out, can't stand it. I'm selling it to Just Carve Rob because he has one exactly like this. All right, this is a old airbrush compressor I bought when I was trying to figure out how to do airbrushing. Like back in the day before I was carving, I bought one of the most expensive airbrush. This isn't it, but I bought one of the most expensive airbrushes there was out there. Well, like a very good one, and I just couldn't figure it out. It's just I don't know if I was doing too thick of paints or what it was, but I just have no interest in using guns like this. So I need to simplify and use a gun like this, okay? So I'll say right now while I'm going, you see that little tiny fitting on this gun? And you see it here? So my plan is to take this and use this for not airbrushing but for chainsaw carving, for like painting trees and doing some lines on owls and stuff like that. Okay, so I don't plan on doing any crazy detail painting with this, right? For shading and stuff like that. So this is hooked up. I want to say thank you to peterblair and Just Carve Rob for kind of guiding me through this and helping me out. This is just hooked up so I can take it to my compressor at my chainsaw carving station, plug it in. I got like 30 feet of cable that I had, old cable that I had lying around, right? So like here's professional. I think Pete gave me some of this back in the day, some professional airbrush paint and stuff like that. Okay, so but what I'm going to use today to show this is just watered down dollar store black paint, right? The paint was $1. I got some professional airbrush black paint coming on the way. Here is a screenshot of this. I bought two because I break things, so I figured I better have two. Here's a screenshot. This is in my Amazon store, okay? It's $27. So I suggest when you buy this, sorry, I need to slow down. I suggest when you buy this, because these fittings, this is the black cable that you get with it when you buy it. This fitting is so small. That's the black cable. You know, when you go to Amazon, you look at this gun here, you'll see people buy these together. You buy a kit. So you get like fittings like this. I think it's like $10. You get like 10 different fittings to make it so you can do things like this. You know, there's a fitting right there. Here's a fitting right here. You know, so I suggest you get the kit for the fittings too. Also, the kit doesn't come with this to hook it up to your compressor. Okay, so this is to plug into a compressor. But the fittings will work to get inside this. Like where, let's see here. Right here. There's a fitting where I'm tapping right now. Oh no. This just plugged right in. This worked right into the thing. But everything's in my Amazon store. And when you buy from my Amazon store, yes, I make money. But all that money goes back into the channel. That money does not go into my own pocket. So you get a bag like this. You get like 12 different fittings in there, okay? 7-piece airbrush compressed adapter, new, made in China. Who cares? It still works. So what I'm going to do, oh, one more thing I want to say. Because my compressor is just an old tank at my chainsaw carving shop. You guys have heard it run in my videos. It's got a pressure valve on it. You guys can, just carve Rob says you guys can buy these pressure valves cheap at your what it's called Harbor Freight or something. But Peter Blair let me use his. This is a valve, a pressure valve. So it's I got it close to my gun. So I don't want to have to turn my compressor up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, like high speed, high pressure, low pressure, high pressure, low pressure, because it's an old tank and it doesn't work that good anymore. I'm going to be buying a new compressor, new secondhand compressor this summer for my chainsaw carving tent. But this is a valve. See, this is Pete's. This one is it's a real Iwata. This one's like $50 just for this little valve. But he's let me use this. But I ordered one on Amazon and it was like $12. So maybe the $12 one will work. If it doesn't work, I'll have to buck up and buy the more expensive one. But you see, here's the valve right here. So this makes it so you get less pressure. No, sorry. More pressure, less, 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 less. You do not need much pressure to run this gun. You do not need much pressure at all. So let me get everything off the table. I got some white paper here. I got this dollar store paint mixed up. It's pretty diluted. And we'll show you how this gun kind of works. And I'm not a professional on this. I'm not a professional at anything I do. I just think like anybody that wants to paint their trees, or if you have a compressor, and you don't need a big compressor for this. You can buy one of those cheap Amazon compressors. It will work. And yeah, I'll get the camera in the overhead and we'll do some painting, I guess. I don't know what else I can say besides carry on. So I just want to show you guys the difference with these. Some of you don't know, right? So you have to take these pens apart to clean them. So you see here, this right here. This is your needle. Every time you pressure wash, I think you need to pull this out, clean inside here and inside the tip too, right? It's for a learning process, it's super finicky. I don't know once you actually learn it and you get to know how to use the tool, if it's as finicky as it is as a learning process. But I suggest if you're going to buy one of these guns, don't cheap out and buy a cheap one. Buy a decent one, right? So this is like you push down and pull air, and it's called two-stage, right? So the difference, this one has the needle inside. This one does not have a needle. Okay, there's nothing inside here. You don't take this apart. You can take this cap off, and clean it. So this is called, I think it's suction feed. Okay, so the air blows out the tip here, right? And then it sucks up the paint from this bottle. So it pushes there. Somehow it works. It pushes the paint out this tip here. Come on, zoom in. Pushes the paint out this tip and blows air out. And psh, so you don't get that fine of a line, okay? What else did I want to say? This is just a one. You push it down. It doesn't pull back. You just push it down and then it goes, right? It's just, you have to adjust your pressure with something like this or your pressure valve, okay? So I'm going to get this all hooked up, and I'll get some white paper down here and we'll do a couple test runs. Like, I'm not even very good with this. Okay, so this gun, like I said, this is not an airbrush, this is a spray gun. This is how you adjust if you want more or less. So let's see how much we got here, okay? Like I said, this paint is probably too thick still, even though I got it watered down. See this bottom one here? You turn it higher or you make it lower. This goes up or down. That's how you get different types of thinner lines or thicker lines. See, that's way too far up. So we take it down. You just have to find the perfect setting. Okay? So between that, and if you have a proper pressure valve, like a big one, or this, you have to find the proper pressure and the proper height here, and you should get nice clean lines. So I'm not going to bother trying to adjust it on camera, but I'm sure you guys understand my point. That's the compressor going in the background. So let me try and adjust it so I get the thinnest lines I can make with this. But I'm telling you right now, this gun does not need lots of pressure. Okay, so I got the thing set up. So let's do a couple passes here. The closer you hold it to the paper, the nicer your line's going to be. Okay, let's turn the pressure down a bit. I got the pressure valve in my hand. Okay, I'm turning it down. Too low. Turn it up. Okay, now let's crank the pressure valve. Okay, let's change paper. Okay, I got the pressure turned down on the valve. So you can do whatever you want to do. It does make thin lines. And like I said, this is dollar store paint mixed with water, so. Definitely not as fine and clean as an airbrush, but this is not an airbrush. It's a paint sprayer. It's what I'm going to paint my trees with at my carving station, my chainsaw carving station. Turn it up. Now we got full pressure. I might as well just burn this paint out of here. It's getting low. But there you go. So it's pretty simple to clean too. So I just put some water in here. Maybe if you had mineral spirits, that might be better. Put some water in here. You know what I mean? So water, if it was mineral spirits, I'd do it outside or in a container like this. That's how easy it is to clean. Clean your tip. If you got you can get little brushes you can shove inside this little tip and stuff like that. I got them there at my chainsaw carving tent. But that's how easy this is to use. Like I said, it's not an airbrush, but it's still a good painter for a cheap price. But make sure you get the attachments showed. They're in my Play Store. Sorry, they're in my Amazon store. So there you go. Anybody that wants to get into some painting, some very basic stuff you got here. This other cap that they give you here, that's for, you can get those spray cans, the compressed air. But very basic starter. This will work wonders for me at my carving tent. Like I said, not for details, but for like lines on owl wings. If I want to paint a tree green, I'm sure it would work a lot better if I loaded the real paintbrush, airbrush paints inside here than the cheap dollar store water paints. But I don't have mineral spirits to clean it out after, so I just said I'll do the watercolor paints. That's it, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Carry on and carve deeper and paint better, I guess. See you later. Here's those old lamps I got. So you can see how big they are with my hand. But I'm going to have to get new stained glass in here. See the old iron chain? They're all cast iron. So I'm going to make like a bigger wishing wheel than that one to put one of these lights into. And the other one might carve a big wizard holding like a lamp. But that's for this. One of these is going to be used this summer anyways.